All right, because Paige Beckers just signed a game changer deal, and the WNBA has to pay attention. About 24 hours before Paige Beckers was going to hear her name called as the number one pick in the WNBA Draft for 2025, she already secured a contract that would make her more money than her entire rookie deal in the WNBA. No, this deal was not with Nike. This was not her signing with the foreign league. No, this was Paige Beckers signing with Unrivaled, the player-owned 3-on-3 league that is rewriting the blueprint of how women's pro hoops is done. Now, guys, let's be clear. This is a huge deal, not just for Paige Beckers, but for the entire landscape of women's basketball. According to ESPN, they reported yesterday that Paige Beckers' first year salary from Unrivaled, which is 10 weeks, her first year salary from Unrivaled will exceed the total value of her 4-year WNBA rookie deal, which would be maxed out at around $338,000. So her Unrivaled deal for 1 year, 10 weeks, is more than all 4 years combined. It's kind of wild. This is not just a payday for Paige Beckers. This is a power move by Unrivaled. It's showing the financial leverage that Unrivaled has, and it's a not so subtle reminder that Unrivaled is not just here to play cute. They're not just here. They're not just here. They are here to compete with money, with infrastructure, and with vision for the growth of women's basketball. And the timing could not be even better. Again, 1 day before the WNBA Draft, where the spotlight is all on the W and the future of the W and all this stuff, all this jazz. That's very exciting. And in swoops in Unrivaled to steal the headlines. This is not by accident. This is by strategy. We saw it all last year. At key moments where the WNBA was up, Unrivaled was trying to get in there with the headlines. Whether that was throughout the year last season, dropping various breadcrumbs about who is being added to the Unrivaled inaugural roster, right? Whether it was WNBA All-Star break, using that as an opportunity to hype up Unrivaled. Whether that was players making sure to wear the Unrivaled jersey or Unrivaled sweatshirt and whatnot, specifically Nafisa and Breanna Stewart, and they were using all the opportunities they could. Anytime they was in front of a camera and it was related to the WNBA, they were trying to add in Unrivaled. Again, they swoop in and they steal the headlines away from the WNBA. Again, this is not an accident. They did not just decide, oh, you know what, we might as well just sign Paige Beckers. No, this was a strategy the entire time. And I'm here for it. It's smart. It's very, very smart. Because Unrivaled, they have just wrapped up what I would consider a pretty successful first season. Remember, guys, most businesses close in the first 3 years. Most businesses don't make a profit in the first several years that they're in business. And this first year for Unrivaled, they did not make a profit. But they did pull in $27 million in revenue. And they paid out an average salary of over $220,000 per player. And they offered something that the WNBA doesn't: equity ownership. So you had players like Angel Reese and Sabrina Ionescu making, $300, $400K for just 10 weeks of play. Now, Paige Beckers is a part of that elite club as well. And she's not new to it, right? Last year, she signed a deal with Unrivaled. It was an NIL deal with Unrivaled. And it gave her equity in the league already. So she's very familiar with Unrivaled. But, of course, it couldn't stipulate playing in that NIL deal because, that's the restrictions around NIL. But she had a very successful season this past year, winning the national championship with UConn. And now that she's pro, she is cashing in. Ka-ching, ka-ching for Paige Beckers. And this is just a part of a bigger trend that we're seeing from Paige. Paige is not just a hooper. Paige is trying her best to build a portfolio, whether that's with Nike, whether that's having various appearances everywhere. Paige Beckers is media savvy. She is creating. She is someone who has a bunch of deals just about everywhere. And she's doing it all while also balling. And now she is stacking on her WNBA career, which hasn't even started yet, a very, very lucrative offseason plan. This is what Unrivaled was built for. It's a domestic league paying high prices for players, giving them an alternative to going overseas. It's a safer bet. It's a smarter bet. And they're hoping that it's a more sustainable bet down the road. And with stars like Paige Beckers signing on, it's becoming a thing that more and more people will be paying attention to. More and more people. So yeah, that's what this is. This is Unrivaled putting pressure on the WNBA. This is a flex, guys. I'm not sugarcoating. Like for the WNBA, this is a flex. Or for Unrivaled, this is a flex to the WNBA. This is a very nice disruptive flex, and it puts the WNBA and it puts the WNBA's collective bargaining agreement directly in the spotlight again. And if a player like Paige Beckers can make more money in 10 weeks playing 3-on-3 for, and make more money than 4 years of full WNBA seasons, what else is there for other players? Can you imagine eventually this may start to change people's priorities? Eventually. Right now, no. Right now, absolutely. Players are very focused on the WNBA season and being successful and all that stuff. But if you are making more money in 10 weeks than you will for 4 summers, eventually, maybe, just maybe, that may have something that may alter your priorities down the road. Maybe. It's just something to think about. Just something to think about, guys. So CBA negotiations is going to be very interesting. I'm just saying. Very, very, very interesting. The era of just WNBA players being grateful to be here and being grateful to play in America, that time is over. Players want equity. They want income, more income. They want options. And Unrivaled is giving them all three. And Paige Beckers has officially signed on. And the message is clear. The game has changed, and the WNBA must evolve or risk getting left behind. So that's my kind of thought process around Unrivaled. What do y'all think? Let me know in the chat. We'll look at the chat real quick and see what y'all have to say about it. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, man, what a flex. What a flex, Unrivaled. Using this opportunity to just be like, oh yeah, look at us. Look at us, and look at how much more money we're paying our people. So the deal with Paige Beckers is a 3-year deal with Unrivaled. 3-year deal with Unrivaled. But in 1 year of that 3-year deal, she will be making more money than her entire WNBA salary for the first 4 years of her being in the league. Crazy, crazy, crazy numbers. But hey, Unrivaled has the investment income to make that happen. And we'll see how things go. This is a huge, huge flex. Huge flex. Coach Vic says maybe the WNBA needs to just play in 4 cities to limit their overhead. That's how Unrivaled saves money. No. The Unrivaled is a anomaly. I don't believe leagues should be a full league should just be in 1 or 3 cities or something like that. Like I don't think so. I don't think so. No. All right. Let's see what else y'all have to say in the comments. Again, let me know what y'all think about Unrivaled. All right. Kyle says Unrivaled future means nothing until they get a new media deal. They will need a lot more than 200K average viewership. Unrivaled currently is no different than WNBA. It's paid for by other people. Yeah. All leagues. I mean, everything is paid for by other people. I guess I'm a bit confused. But yes, to your overall point, Yes, you're right. The rubber will really hit the road for Unrivaled once their current deal is up and they have to negotiate a new one. I think that's definitely gonna be a thing. But a thing to note is that when it comes to numbers and whatnot, to me overall, I thought that the numbers were a bit better than I was imagining, right? And here's the deal: 200,000 views. It's not bad when you think of the grand scheme of women's basketball as a whole. It's going to be more next year, and it's just going to continue to grow, right? But yeah, the rubber will hit the road when we get the new media rights deal, which will be in the future. We'll see. Tisha says, I think I have to see Unrivaled overtime to really say it will overtake the WNBA. Yeah. And also, I don't think Unrivaled will overtake the WNBA. I don't think it should. I don't think it will. Because Unrivaled is sort of like, the intention of Unrivaled is like the elite of the elite in women's basketball. It is 3-on-3. Not everybody can play 3-on-3. Not everybody can make a roster for Unrivaled. And so I don't think it's the same. But I do think it's going to force the WNBA to change. It's going to force the WNBA to change, and it's going to force them to actually try to innovate and try to make better opportunities in the future. But a thing that the WNBA has to deal with, and a thing that Unrivaled does not have to deal with, is that Unrivaled gets to keep some of the fruits of their labor. Maybe I'll make a separate stream about this, because I'm gonna go over the full ownership pie of the WNBA, because there is some stuff that people don't realize about how the WNBA, there's certain stuff they just can't do in terms of giving players a certain amount of money based off of revenue and all that stuff. There's certain stuff that the WNBA cannot do, because the NBA owns a huge chunk of the WNBA. So profits and all that, and like if there were profits and all that stuff, it would go to, it's split between the WNBA front office and the NBA. And then the WNBA had an investment push a couple years ago, which then carved out another good chunk of equity in the WNBA. And so the WNBA does not have the full deck of like the full pie, is what I'm trying to say, when it comes to possibly making decisions. So I'll make a separate stream about that. I'll make a separate one, because there are some details that I think people don't understand, and it's leading to people saying, oh, it should just be more money. Well, but there's the WNBA does not have as much money to work with, because they don't fully own the league. Ownership and a stake equity is split up. And so with a huge portion of it going to the NBA, and a very significant portion going to the investment play that Kathy Engelbert led like early on in her tenure as commissioner. All right. So yeah, there's some specifics that I think people just don't understand, and I think that would be very helpful for you all to get. Chloe says, the fact that you all think that these investors don't know what they're getting into is wild. Yeah, they know. But the thing to remember, guys, is that women's basketball is on a huge growth trajectory. It is. And when it comes to making money in sports, in terms of 2xing, 3xing, 4xing your investment, that opportunity to really do that in the NBA is kind of gone. The opportunity to do that in the NFL is kind of gone. Like, because they're more established. For the men, on the men's side, they're very established, right? But we're seeing huge spikes in growth with women's sports in general. Women's volleyball, women's basketball, women's soccer, it's all going up. And so when you think about people who want to invest and want to get a huge part of their money back and all that good stuff, hey, they are looking, guys, they're looking to make their money back. And women's basketball is, I would consider, a very good bet. A very, very, very good bet. Okay? And if I had money, I would be investing too, but I don't. I wish I had it. But if I did, man, I would have way more money. GX says, please talk about Lucy Olsen. Lucy Olsen's going to get drafted today. She's likely going to be a second round draft pick. And she's going to have to work really, really hard to make a roster. All right. All right. Jeremy says women's tennis. Yeah, women's tennis is great. Yep. All right. Are we ready to move on? Doran says, what equipment are you podcasting with? I'm using Ecamm Live. I'm using Ecamm Live. It is a streaming software. All right. Okay, FaZe says next topic. Aye, FaZe. Okay.